Welcome back to the Diamond K Show here on RadioOnFIre.com. Thank you for joining me. Of course, we're broadcasting from the Radio on Fire studios here in Baltimore, Maryland. So we talk about it. You hear me talking about it frequently. How important it is where you get your news from. So mainstream media is they have a habit of recycling the same old. And here at Radio on Fire, we are doing something different, and that is giving you independent news and entertainment. Nikki's in the building. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Very good, very good. So, of course, RadioOnFIre.com. People can donate. People can become a premium subscriber. RadioOnFIre.com/join. So we have a lot of programs over here. Talking sports, talking entertainment, talking news, current events, relationship topics, and the such. And I am I'm going to say I am a connoisseur of all of these topics. I can speak about pretty much all of these topics. One of the few people on the microphone who can do that. Okay, one of the few people. So Nikki, recently I had a chance to go to it was billed as a celebration.
Okay.
Of the 4,000th blighted unit demolition.
Wow, that's a lot of blight.
Yes,
okay.
The 4,000th in Baltimore City. And Project Core is doing this, and a lot of developers involved. Did not know what to expect. Almost did not go because it was going to rain. And I knew that it was deep East Baltimore.
Yeah.
And it's camera equipment. I didn't want to get wet, but it cleared up. As soon as it was over, started to rain. But so that means I was supposed to be there.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
I was supposed to be there.
It was meant to be.
And they advertised for 10:30.
Okay.
I got there at 11. And it started at 11:15. So go figure.
You were late, but on time.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, blight is what you tell me what the dictionary says blight is, but people talk about blight in the community, and so that they were the main thing was 4,000th blighted unit demolition in Baltimore City. So Governor Hogan, who is the governor here in Maryland, Governor Hogan was present. He spoke. The mayor of Baltimore, Jack Young, spoke. Bernard Jack Young, East Baltimore's finest, spoke. And as I said, so we're talking about blight in Baltimore City. So what do they define blight as?
Okay, so this is interesting. Blight is defined as a thing that spoils or damages something. And they use it in a sentence: the vacant properties are a blight on the neighborhood.
Right.
Okay.
The vacant properties are a blight on the neighborhood. Is that what it says?
That's exactly what it says.
That's interesting.
Is.
That's an interesting use of the word. Mm-hmm. So the governor, as I said, was there, and he spoke, and he talked about before he got in office 5 years ago, I think he said, he was tasked with this challenge, as he said, of abandoned buildings, boarded up homes, a lot of things that plague not only the city of Baltimore, but many communities, many urban centers around this country. And he spoke about how he came and talked to people in Baltimore. Him and Lieutenant Governor Rutherford. He talked about that, and he's, just people came to me about this blight, and I was, he was painting himself as this superhero. It flew in.
Rescued us from the blight.
Rescued us from the blight. And Mayor Jack Young was there. And what was he doing? You want to know what he was doing?
What was he doing?
Jack Young, I'm talking about.
Yeah, what was Jack Young doing? Oh, really? Are you acting? Ooh. Really? What is that?
That's called a tap dance, all right? A tap dance. That's what he was doing, the tap dance.
Is that what that was?
Couldn't see my feet, but that's what I was doing.
Your arms were flailing a lot.
All right, well, because you got to do that. And it's like, yeah.
Okay, so tap dancing. Do explain. Please explain.
It's tap dancing. What Baltimore needs is a strong individual, strong mayor. We got a lot of issues going on. And we're not the only city that has it, but we need strong leadership. And coming from, the three previous mayors, this being the first mayor that we've had in a minute, I think that we just need stronger leadership. And hopefully come 2020, we will get that. Now, Jack Young seems like a nice person. He does. He seems like a person that is easily controlled, kind of a go along, get along kind of guy. I don't want no trouble. I don't want nobody bothering me. You know what I mean? And some people may feel like that's what Baltimore needs. They feel like we just need, we had a lot of confusion, and we just somebody just going to just kind of sit in the background and just chill. But that's not what we need. Okay?
Right.
So getting back to blight, is that the only definition that they gave?
The other one applies to plants.
Okay.
Really
So at this event, it was, like I said, it's like a celebration. They were happy, and there was a good number of people there. So you had media folk, you had some politicians. Sheila Dixon was there as well, and you had some developers there, and of course you had people that work on these projects, like actual construction, types.
Okay.
Some hard hats, yellow hard hats, some people with T-shirts, reporters from the different stations. Of course, RadioOnFIre was there. And, I knew what was going to happen, but I wanted to see it for myself. So after some speaking, and the speaking didn't last long. There was, 5 minutes from Hogan, about 5 minutes from Jack Young, a little bit of ceremony, and then they had Governor Hogan get on I don't know what the thing is called. It's like it's not a crane, because the crane's one of the ones with the ball. It was one of the ones that had the scoop. It would scoop up dirt. You know what I'm saying? Big yellow thing. You know what I mean? One of those machines.
Okay.
So I'm like, is Hogan gonna get on the machine?
Did he?
Yes, he did. They gave him a hard hat. Got to tell the hard hat story. It troubled me.
Why?
Here's the hard hat story. So they gave Governor Hogan a ceremonial hard hat.
Governor, Mr. 4000.
Mr. 4000. I like that.
If you could.
That's a little big.
Right? Okay. And he was happy. He gave him the hard hat. They had Jack Young. They said, and for you, Jack Young, we have the runner-up prize. You get this T-shirt.
And Mr. Mayor, we have a T-shirt for you.
That's cool. Governor Hogan puts on the hat. The hat was too big.
Okay.
Now, this is a hard hat. So, the hats have these gray, kind of adjuster things that kind of put around your head.
Inside. Okay.
Yeah, and it was fit to the largest size. So he's trying to adjust it, and Jack Young kind of, I'm going to get it for you. I mean, let me get that for you, boss. And he starts...
How we turn this thing here? Here, I'll get it. There we go.
There we go.
My head's not that big. There we go.
There we go.
Starts adjusting it. It was troubling for me. It reminded me of when, and my sister asked about this, and now I'm gonna do it. It reminded me one time, my grandfather and I were in a store, and some white people were in our area, and the way that he acted in the presence of the white people, I had never seen it happen. I had never seen anybody do that before. I mean, me and my father had been around white people before. Just my father act regular, but my grandfather, being someone from the South, he was very subservient to the white people. Shocked me, like, who is this nigga? Like, you know what I mean? Right, it was kind of like, it was kind of like, you need something, you let me know. You know, it kind of, I got it for your boss. It was kind of like that. Very disturbing. And I saw Jack Young. It channeled that. He wasn't to that degree, but because he didn't say nothing, but his actions was that. You know what I mean? And, you know, you don't see that too often. But people of a certain age,
yes,
you know, you may see that. But then around other people, my grandfather was just like, around regular black people was just kind of like, you know,
right.
You know what I mean? He wasn't like, fuck it is, dummy. He wasn't like that, but it was just, right. You know, he's more confident. But whatever, okay. Whatever. So Jack Young did that. Very disturbing to me. Now, the whole time that they're talking about the blight, they're talking about the demolition, they're talking about it being an eyesore for the community, these abandoned buildings, and talking about how it was a hub for crime and how they were helping the community by knocking these buildings down. And the crowd cheered, they're happy. And there were not only people from the media or politicians or, you know, investors or real estate types or construction workers there. There were also, I mean, because, you know, people pull up in your community, block off some streets and some cameras out. People that live in the neighborhood come like, what's going on here? They come. So there were people from the neighborhood there.
Okay.
Okay. And everybody's clapping. Everybody's happy.
Okay.
Only person who's not clapping was me.
Uh-oh.
Only person didn't have a smile on their face was me. And I'm looking like, do they understand what's going on? Now, the politicians and the developers, I know they knew what was going on. They have a reason to be happy. The people in the community should actually be sad.
Why?
In my opinion. Because of gentrification.
I would ask you to get up on the excavator and knock it down. Thank you.
Let me move. Get everybody to move. Don't stop, Bob.
No, you say I'm getting ready to go on vacation, but I can get you the right thing.
This is part of a multi-year plan to flip this city upside down. You ever wash a pair of your clothes, you know what I mean, and you go in the pockets, take whatever's out in the pockets, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Take out the change.
Flip your pockets inside
lint.
out.
You flip your pockets inside out. And the best way to wash your pants is inside out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you do that, in your mind, you get it clean the best way possible.
Right.
Then, once you wash it out, and you flip it back, and now it's clean. That's what's happening to Baltimore. They are flipping the pockets. They're taking the pockets, taking all the lint out, what they perceive to be lint, and change. Not only that, they're taking any loose change you got in Baltimore, we're taking that. And they're flipping the pants inside out, and they're putting it in the washing machine, and they're washing the pants. Now, what people don't know, they think, we were in East Baltimore, I saw it on their faces. They think that Hogan and Jack Young and whoever else are there to help clean up their community. They're there to help clean up the community, but it's not going to be their community. They are going to systematically tear all these buildings down. They've made some new improvements around there. That development place that's doing the knockdown, they're headquartered right there in that community.
Okay.
They are going to systematically knock down all those old buildings, put up new buildings, raise the property value, and make it so the people that live around there can't afford it, and they're going to send them further out into what we call here in Baltimore, the county. And they're going to bring all of the white people in the city, and it's going to flip-flop from the way we know it now. And the fact that these people are celebrating shows me that they don't even know what's happening. Now, it's not today. It's not tomorrow. We're talking 10 years from now. But that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. There's nothing to celebrate. For the people that live in those communities, it ain't going to be for you. Give me the definition of gentrification.
Gentrification. The process of renovating and improving a house or district so that it conforms to middle class taste.
So it conforms to middle class taste. So based on that definition, it is something of an economic thing. And there is a degree of that is true. But how many of those people that lived in that area are going to be considered middle class? None of the people that I saw out there that live around there are. And that part is disturbing to me. Now, yes, neighborhoods need to be cleaned up. And yes, that does need to happen. But at the same time, displacing those people and turning it into a community that we no longer recognize is disturbing. Now, this is not exclusive to Baltimore. It's happened in Harlem. It's happened in a lot of different places. Places in D.C. You know what I mean? We're talking about in the area of Howard University, right? In that area. That's true. Gentrification. If they get that school, they will. If they can, they would. Believe me. And then so you have Hopkins, you have Morgan, you have Coppin, you have all these other universities or hospitals buying up, whatever they can in certain areas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And slowly planning to getting the lower class people out. And you said you have a thought on this. I'd be very, I'm very interested to hear it. Your thoughts on gentrification, your thoughts on blight, the stuff I'm saying, or what are your thoughts on this?
Well, we always look at it as that, go to the extreme of this is horrible. Mm-hmm. This is not good.
Yeah.
You ever think that maybe this would be motivation for those people who are pushed out of their neighborhoods to do better so they can reclaim their neighborhoods?
Reclaiming my time. Like that.
I think that it could work in reverse. It could give them something to strive for, and they may move back into those neighborhoods. Second thing, if they put any or build any type of apartment complexes, which they may not, even small tenements, tax credits are given to those builders that actually allow tenants with lower income to move into those. So just like the one that's across the street from Mondawmin, they're trying to do that in that area as well. But Metro Heights. So Metro Heights is newly built, but they get tax credits for allowing tenants in that have low income. So that's advertising for that's appealing to any builder. So I think what we think it's going to look like, it may not necessarily look completely like that. I don't think it is.
So, like I was saying, this is a multi-year plan. And I definitely agree with what you're saying. There are incentives for people to do that now.
All right.
But further down the line, when more areas, so that's a new property, and that's the newest property in that area.
Right.
There's nothing else like that in that area. But when you get 3 or 4 more properties like that in that area, that's going to change the complexion of that is the Mondawmin Heights area, right?
Well, yeah, I guess that's what they're trying to call it.
So that's going to change the complexion of that area. And once they do that, the property value is going to change. The property value is going to go up. People with vouchers, they're going to start, because they raise the rent every year.
So that's what the tax credits do. That's what I'm saying.
What does the tax credit do?
So tax credits, once you, there are certain stipulations that each building has to meet. That means that there's certain type of tenants that have to occupy the building before they take your tax credits. And tax credits are the credits that you get back at the end of the year, which helps you finance that property. So they can't start off with tax credits and then decide they don't want them anymore. That's not how it works.
You think 10 years from now people do the same thing that they did 10 years previously or 20 years previously? We talking about 9/11. The people that the heroes, the firefighters, the police officers, the first responders that went in at 9/11. Okay, they were supposed to get monies for themselves to deal with the medical costs. A lot of them got cancer and different other ailments, mesothelioma, things of the such.
Okay.
Now they're still fighting that they don't want to give the people the money anymore. And a lot of them have died. Several of them are still alive. The Congress doesn't want to give them money. Now, 2001, they can get anything they wanted. Now we're far removed from it. How much time has passed since 9/11? Not quite 20 years, right?
Right.
Now it's a different story. I'm telling you, the stuff you're saying now is fine to hold them over. But years from now, in this country, things change.
Yeah, but it's going to be a while before they change, because once you get into a tax credit situation, so those contracts are like for 20 years. We're not talking about 5. No, these contracts are for a lengthy amount of time. It's not you think that the battle cry that I'm putting out there for people to wake up about gentrification is I'm being too extreme. It's not as bad as I'm saying. It's bad, but not as bad. Let this be a lesson to you all. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get yourself together. Is that what you're saying? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's just another way to look at it. We don't have to, many people look at it like you.
Yes.
However, we don't have to necessarily look at it like that. There could be somehow, this, like I said, this could be a different motivation.
Yeah, motivation is important. If you just tuned it in, RadioOnFIre.com, yours truly, Don McKay, in here. You can always support everything that we do here by going over to RadioOnFIre.com/join. You can become a premium subscriber. You can make a one-time donation. You can do anything like that. And so we have programming here, RadioOnFIre.com, news, entertainment, sports, politics. It's all right here, RadioOnFIre.com. So Nikki is explaining to us how we can be more optimistic with our look at the blight that the city is celebrating. Here's the other problem that I have. So you have that's one instance. The other instance, and what's probably going to happen with this property is it's just going to become a vacant lot. Okay, we go through
Which property?
The property of
the new property
where the 4,000 blight.
Okay.
The blighted.
Yes.
We go on Park Heights Avenue, and when I was taking my grandmother to her Sunday worship when she was still alive. So we're talking last year. We were driving up Park Heights Avenue, and she said, "Wow, this looks really bad. You know what I mean? I don't remember it being like this, she
Right.
said. Now, keep in mind, she was suffering from dementia, but she did remember that she didn't remember it looking like that.
Right.
And I said, well, we don't come on this side of town too much with you, so you haven't seen it, but it's been steady like this. And so she was like, wow, okay. Now, maybe a few months later, 6 months later, something like that, we were driving through the same area, and they had knocked the buildings down.
That's true.
And now it was just vacant lots, just grass, that kind of thing. So she was looking, she's like, wow. Now, mind you, she has dementia. So she didn't remember that we were driving through this area before, and she was complaining about the buildings. So now she's looking, and so she said, wow, look at all this pretty grass. They need to build something right here, right? And but what happens a lot of time with blight that they celebrate, they knock the building down.
Yeah.
And don't put anything back up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure that you're going to have an answer for this. But my answer is they're knocking these buildings down. They're not putting anything there because when they put something there, it's going to be something that the people who live in that community can't afford. And they're going to slowly do that with the whole thing.
I disagree.
Okay, well, tell me. That's fine. Tell me. Give me
I
another.
mean, just like
another
every
look at it.
area, there are going to be places that are affordable and places that are not.
Right.
I mean, in people with certain incomes, yes, your income, you can't live everywhere. However,
Sure. But where you
are
can't live
afforded
where
the
you already were.
Opportunity, then make your use your resources that are available and make the money you need to make in order to live back in your neighborhood.
Okay, so you saying they just need to step their game up?
I mean,
get their weight up.
I think so. I choose to look at it like that. Like maybe that's it.
Get your weight up.
If
Hood,
that's the way you want to
hood.
put
You
it.
hear her, hood? Get
No.
your weight up, hood.
I mean, because I'm from Park Heights.
Right.
You know, I'm
Right.
from that area.
Right.
It was sad to see those buildings. I used to walk to school by those buildings or those houses and to see them dilapidated. And I mean, it was bittersweet. I was sad to see them go, but of course I'm still like, well, now what? So, however, I would move back in that area when they flip the script. I'll move right back there.
You said you would?
Yeah, absolutely. With a heartbeat.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So blight doesn't bother you, gentrification doesn't bother you. Let this be a lesson to you all. Step your game up. I got you. I disagree with that philosophy. But while I do want people to do better. You know what I mean? At the same time, I'm not in harmony of these people being ripped from their community.
That's the bad part.
And systematically targeted.
Like
They're trying to rebuild downtown Baltimore. The strip clubs that are downtown soon will not be there. And they want downtown Baltimore to be a tourist spot. And you can't have strip clubs, some raggedy strip clubs in the heart of the city, downtown. You know, a stone's throw from the police station. It looks bad. So they're going to clean all that up. And as they clean that up, they put, we saw a lot of high rises downtown. They're putting a lot of money downtown and the outskirts. They want people to now that work downtown to live downtown, people to hang downtown. They want to create a whole different energy here. And it does not involve what we call the hood.
Well, it's always been kind of pricey to live downtown. Well, I mean, that's been happening for a while. It's not, it's not cheap to live downtown in those areas where the strip club are anyway.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So definitely thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome.
Very interesting. Of course, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at RadioOnFIre. Let me know your thoughts on gentrification. Is gentrification affecting your city, affecting you? Do you have a thought on it at all? Of course, I'd be very interested to hear people's thoughts. You got something else you want to say?
No.
Okay, you look like you had something that you want to get off your chest.
Nope.
Of course, you can always donate, support independent journalism. RadioOnFIre.com/join. You can make a one-time donation. You become a premium subscriber. All of those things and help the movement right there. Thank you as always.
You're welcome.
All right. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with more of the Diamond K Show.